Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. We're gonna keep this short and sweet. Today we got a reel review. Something I don't usually do, just usually do fishing on this channel. Trying to do some other stuff, and I figured this weekend was a little tough with the hurricane. Hope you guys are all doing good, staying safe. These three reels right here, as you guys probably saw in the title, Stradic versus Slammer versus Sustain, all phenomenal reels. These guys are, I think a perfect mix between performance and good price. They're kind of high-end performance in my opinion, but they're still between the $200 and $330 range. You're not getting into the crazy like Shimano Stellas, $800 Van Stalls, all that nonsense. These reels are very affordable and they're very high performing in my opinion. You guys watch this channel, I put these to the test. I think my opinion has a pretty good trust rate, I'm being completely honest, and I have used these all a ton. And you're gonna see my honest opinions. I'm gonna list some of the specs, what I like, what I don't like, pros and cons. And with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. I'm gonna rank them number 1 through number 4. And starting with number 4, let's get right to it. Guys, number 4, I am going to put the Shimano Stradic 2500. This is a beautiful reel, super slick, super small. I think it weighs, right here, it weighs 7.9 ounces, which compared to the other ones, the only one that's lighter is the Sustain by barely tenths of an ounce, whatever. This reel holds 150 yards of 10-pound braid, which, 8 or 10 pounds is what you want to be throwing. Super smooth reel, as you can see. 6 ball bearings, pretty resistant. It's not fully sealed like some of the Penns, like the Slammer we're about to get to, but a lot of the Stradics aren't sealed like that, like the Sustain. But unless you're just putting it completely underwater, it'll be pretty well. This one's held up for the most part. 20 pounds of max drag almost, which is honestly a lot more than I thought a 2500 would have. You're never really gonna need that much, especially with 10-pound braid. But it's nice to have. My only complaint with this reel is, if you guys own a Stradic, the roller bearing, for the drag can be a little bit of an issue. That's my only negative with this reel is if you guys own some Shimanos, that the roller bearing can be somewhat of an issue. I've had to replace this one once. This thing right here, super cheap product. You can buy it for under $10 and replace it yourself. It's super easy. But with that being said, it's kind of just a pain in the butt. I've replaced it. I see people I follow on Instagram who, I saw one the other day, he's like, let me know if you guys have this issue. It's just annoying, You don't have that issue with the Slammer and even the Sustain so far, I haven't had that issue. But, so I think the durability, the only reason this is ranked number 4, it's a great reel, but the durability is a little bit of an issue, a little bit of a liability. This one, I haven't used it in a while because I got to get it fixed. My drag it kind of like slips a little bit, but I've had this thing for 4 years or more. So it's kind of inevitable when you abuse it like that. But to be fair, I rinse it off with fresh water every time and don't dunk it in water. I take care of it, And it just still hasn't lasted as well as I would hope. But with that being said, guys, this reel is a great reel, super fun for paddleboarding, light tackle, backwater fishing. I love throwing 2,500, 3,000 size reels. It's really fun. I think it's a little more fun than throwing a 4,000 all the time and just constantly just kind of putting a beating down on the fish. Number 4, Stradic 2,500, just for some of the durability issues, but phenomenal reel. Number 3, we are actually going with the big brother of the 2,500. The 4,000 is another, it's a reel that is a little bit more do-it-all size. I think if I was gonna tell someone buy one fishing reel for backwater, it would be a 4,000 size reel, maybe 3,500, because you can catch a overslot snook on it. It has a little bit more drag. This one has 24 pounds of drag, which is a hefty amount for such a light reel. It weighs 9.2 ounces, so 2 ounces more than the 2,500. And you feel that, when you're talking about small reels like this, you really do feel the difference in just a couple ounces, which is kind of insane. This one, but it's still light, super light compared to 4,000. I have this paired with the Banshee 7.6 medium heavy. It's kind of my gulp in some tight cover, swim bait rod, roll some heavier swim baits, and it puts a hurting on them. Top waters too, heavy enough to do that. 6:2 gear ratio. So pretty good there, can retrieve line a little bit better in the 2,500, obviously, bigger spool size. Just same thing, 6 ball bearings, and it holds 230 yards of 15 pound, which is what I have on this, which is huge. I think the biggest advantage of using a little bit bigger reel is not only just the drag is whatever. Once you get over 15 pounds of drag, you're never really gonna need much more than that backwater fishing. But this one, being able to put 15 pounds of braid, put some backing on and load up 150 yards of 15-pound braid really helps. There's a lot of times, you know, when I'm using this Estero and all that around here, I use my 3000 a lot. Down in the Everglades and stuff, you know, you really are in some tight cover, so many sticks on the coast, just that 15-pound braid on this, and I have it on my Slammer as well, is just huge with abrasion resistance. And being able to load up that kind of gives you just a little more flexibility compared to the size 2500, which is why I'm ranking this number 3. Also, I think the durability on this is a little bit better. I have not had to replace my roller bearing on the 4000, and I've had this for just as long as my 2500. This thing has been mint. I know my brother, older brother, both my older brothers have 4000 Stradics. Theirs are the same way. They have no issues. They love them. Overall, they're just a phenomenal reel. They really do a great job. I have zero complaints. This is the only reason this is at number 3 is because I think the other 2 reels I'm about to show you guys are top of the line. You know what I mean? But this thing, zero complaints about this reel. If I was gonna tell someone to get one reel for backwater fishing, if all you have is one rod to start, medium heavy rod with a 4000 Stradic. This thing is just awesome. Do it all reel. Light enough to throw around all day, big enough to catch some big fish, some small tarpon, all that type of stuff. Awesome reel. That takes us to number 2. Number 2, guys, is the Penn Slammer. This reel is just, guys, this thing has really climbed the ladder for me recently. This thing is just an absolute workhorse, man. You know, it weighs 13.9 ounces, so significantly bigger than some of the Shimano products, but that's because it's all metal, completely sealed. It's just a heavy duty reel, man. This thing is a tank. You know, super smooth. The drag sounds awesome. Pretty quiet drag system. But you get a ton of line capacity on this, just a ton of durability. This thing I've had this for years and years. Zero issues, never had to replace anything. It comes with the big gold handle, the power handle. I love you guys can see here, I love the foam handle. Kind of takes some weight off of it, which is needed, but also just sleek gold and black look. Sick reel. 30 pounds of drag, which is just nuts. I mean, if you lock this thing down, you can't even pull it. 6:2 gear ratio, 310 yards of 10-pound braid, fully sealed body, 8 ball bearings, which is more than the Stradics. Super nice roller bearing, no issues with that. The bail is super heavy duty. Just everything about this reel is just super high quality. Favorite thing about this reel is the line capacity. I can put 15 yards of braid, a good amount of backing, and I have no issues. And this thing is just trustworthy, man. You know, I haven't been using it as much because I've been doing a lot of gulps, artificials back in the backwaters where I'm casting around all day. And I will say it is a heavy reel, you know, 14 ounces, 4 or 5 ounces heavier than all the other reels I'm reviewing, almost double the weight of the Sustain. So it's like, it's not the most enjoyable reel to throw around all day. And it's funny, when I go from the Sustain or the Stradics to this, you really do feel the difference. But that being said, this thing is a freaking workhorse. I've caught so many big fish on this the last couple months. I went 1 or 2 months where I only use this reel. I kind of get in phases where I just pick a reel and use it, you know what I mean? I have this paired on a medium Mojo inshore, and that thing just goes to work, you know what I mean? It's just awesome reel. But guys, this thing is just awesome. If you were in between a Slammer and a Stradic, I'd go Slammer all day. It's a little bit, probably 50 bucks more, but zero issues with this reel. You're not gonna have to replace it. You're not gonna have to worry about your drag slipping, your roller bearings, all that nonsense. Fully sealed, perfect for paddleboarding. You don't need to worry if it gets splashed and all that. Phenomenal reel. I could talk about this thing all day, but we're gonna try to keep this somewhat short. With that being said, guys, Slammer 3500, phenomenal reel. Let's get to number 1 on the list. Guys, number 1 on the list, beautiful Shimano Sustain 3K, 3000 size reel. I love this thing. I got it for my birthday. I mean, guys, listen to that. This thing is just insane. Shimano, it's not fully sealed. They say it has high level water resistance. I don't know if that's any better than the Stradic or not. Almost 20 pounds of drag on this small thing. The drag sounds awesome. 10 pound, 200 yards of 10 pound, which is more than the Stradic 2500, which is nice. 8 ball bearings, so it's just like the Slammer. You get a little bit more there, which is nice. Just a little, you can tell it's just a little higher quality, which refers to the price point. You know what I mean? This is $300 reel, $310 reel. Slammer was $270. So as you get up in price, you know, you get a little bit more performance, I guess. 5-to-3 gear ratio, 7.4 ounces, guys, 7-ounce reel. Lighter than the 2500 Stradic. This thing, that's why I've just been a huge fan of this reel lately. If you watch all my videos lately, been using this all day. Can cast it forever. I have it paired on a medium star rod, Stellar Light, which is just super simple setup. It's just like, but like I said, it's just awesome. I mean, you can't get better in this thing. Such a sweet reel. I have had, it's obviously Shimano, so some people might ask about the roller bearing. I've had 0 issues. I've been using this thing for 2 months, but I have over 12 fishing trips with this thing easily. You know, I've been just abusing this reel, taking care of it obviously after, rinsing it off with some water and all that, but abusing it, 0 issues. And it's just by far my favorite reel right now. Obviously a little more expensive, you know, if you don't have that money, if you don't have that extra $100 or whatever to spend, I'd just get the Stradic, you'll be fine. But this thing, I've always wanted one. Such a beautiful reel. I was thinking about the 2500, but I think the line capacity on the 3K is 100% worth it. You know, 200 yards of 10 pound, I can put 30 yards of 10 pound mono backing, 150 yard spool, fill up perfectly. The 2500, you're sacrificing that. 2500 sustain or Stradic. And so, I mean, that's it, guys. This bail is super nice, super lightweight, but it has some durability to it. You can tell it's like a very high quality bail. Drags super smooth, handles awesome. Super light reel. I can throw this all day on my medium star rod, and it literally, I mean, I'm telling you, it's the whole setup's under 2 pounds easily. Probably 1.5 pounds. It's absolutely absurd. But with that being said, guys, let's wrap it up. Some final thoughts and whatever. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just my opinion on, you know, the best bang for your buck, the best inshore backwater reel. You know, when I say the best, I'm talking about the best performance with the best price. You know, obviously, if you go buy a Shimano Stella 3000, probably gonna outperform the sustain a little bit, you know what I mean? I don't know, I'm not gonna spend $800 on a reel. But the best performance mixed in with the most reasonable price, all of these reels are $200 to $320. Most of them are low 200s. So it's like, you're gonna get a high quality reel, whether you go with the Stradics, or the Slammer and the Sustain, all awesome reels. And with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoy. You know, let me know in the comments what you guys think is your favorite reel right now. I know there's a lot of cheaper ones that are around $100. You know, Daiwa makes some great reels that are cheaper. Penn, you know, the Penn Battles, you can't go wrong with those. Stuff like that, you know, but these are just what I use, so I wanted to review what I use, you know what I mean? I don't use the Penn Battles and all that. I've had a lot of these reels for a long time. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. Let me know in the comments your favorite reel. Let me know what you think about this. And also let me know some other ideas of some stuff like this I can do. You know, some quick reel reviews and all that. You know, just some extra stuff I can get on the channel. I think I'm gonna be mixing in some reels like this, or some videos like this, maybe some lure reviews, you know, what I'd be throwing this time of year, stuff like that. Just get some more content out there. You guys can see my face, see my ugly face a little bit more. And with that being said, guys, Stradic, Slammer, Sustain. Appreciate you guys watching. God bless. See you in the next video.